What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Many who start games of this nature want to do so with their best foot forward, getting the best weapons that they can get right from the start. You are in luck, as there are a few things that you can grab right off the bat once you reach Mondstadt. Now, I know a few people that like to create checklists to check off items so that they can kind of min-max their progress as they move through the game. Now, you don't have to do that. Just watch the video and we'll create those checklists or go over those checklists for you. There are 3 luxury chests that you can grab. If you check out the interactive map video, you will be able to see the locations of those chests because I marked them myself, so you guys can check those out. There's also a 4-star artifact, which is what we're going to be grabbing today. We're going to go up to the monastery and grab that. Monastery? I don't know. Maybe cathedral, church? I don't know. Anyway, you'll see when we get up there. That's going to make your game a little bit more enjoyable. Well, that is if you like being OP at the beginning of the game. I like being OP at the beginning of the game. You won't be able to totally be OP, but close enough without having to spend any money initially. And in all honesty, you shouldn't really have to spend any money within the game during the early phases of the game. Now, obviously, I can't stop you. If you want to spend money and get ranked up as fast as you can, go ahead, be my guest. The item that we will be grabbing is the 4-star artifact from Sister Victoria at the cathedral. Many of the NPCs you'll be able to converse with offer you something, a type of reward. Either that's going to be a quest or some type of item or something like that. You'll be able to get that through the conversational tree that you will develop with them and that you'll go through. So for me personally, I always like to buff up my main character, my MC, to the point to where I have 0 issues in just walking over and slaying these monsters. I like to sneeze on them, at you, and boom, they're dead. That's what I like to see. All right, so when we get to the cathedral, we will go ahead and enter. We'll run up to Sister Victoria. She's going to be kind of like in the middle on your left-hand side. We're going to go ahead and start triggering some dialogue with her. Once you trigger the dialogue, you'll want to choose option number 2 in the conversational tree, as that will be the proper path to lead you to that 4-star item that you'll receive from Victoria. So you'll be able to go through dialogue with her and get that 4-star item upon dialogue completion. Once you receive it, you can equip it to whichever character you choose. My MC, my main character, needs to be buffed up. I usually try to buff up my main character. A lot of people say, you know, they'll try to pick a particular character that they're going to main. Me, I like to pick my main character to buff them up first, and then I'll go off and figure out, you know, if I want to main some other character later. But since my main character's got my name on it, I want to buff that character up. Personally, I really like the battle mechanics of the game, but my playstyle is one where, you know, I just like to slay everything as quickly as I can. It just makes the game move a little bit faster. It really excites me when I see the health of those monsters start to just melt and their health bars just go down. So I like to build the characters with that in mind from the beginning. Now, usually games of this sort will allow you to get a few powerful items right from the beginning in order to buff your character. Not that you will need it for the tutorial portion of the game, but the buffer you are, the quicker you can clear those enemies, as I said before. So this is a gacha game. So right from the start, you can become OP by just buying, you know, spending your money and just buying those early tier weapons within the game. Since we've just finished talking with Victoria and we're already here at the cathedral, the next item that we're going to get now is going to be the luxury chest on top of the cathedral in the bell tower. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to climb up the side of the actual cathedral, and once we get up to the side, then we're going to climb up to the bell tower. If you climb up on the front, you won't have enough stamina to reach all the way to the top, so it's best to go around to the side, climb up on the side. You'll get up there nice and easy to get that chest without any issues. And by the time you're done, you'll have all 3 of those luxury chests and you should be good to go. The first luxury chest was the time trial. The second luxury chest is right next to the waypoint that you unlocked right up by the statue. And then the final one is this one that's up on top of the cathedral. And that should be it. You pretty much should be well on your way to buffing yourself up. There are a couple of other items that you can get as well. One being a 4-star sword, kind of like a blueprint. I call it a blueprint, but it's a 4-star sword that you can go ahead and grab. I'll show you that in another video. However, the thing with grabbing that sword is it's not usable when you grab it. You actually have to construct it. So that means you have to get get the materials that you need in order to construct that particular sword. I would consider that more of a prepping type of material, much like the Animoculus as well, because we have to hunt those down to increase our stamina. Obviously, the more stamina that we have, the better we'll be able to traverse the map in shorter amounts of time. So one of our other chores that we'll need to do is we'll need to hunt down all the Animoculus so that we can increase our stamina. And we get a little reward once we do that. So I'll show that in another video as well. And all this while you're still doing the tutorial. Well, you know, I don't want to say fully on the tutorial because at this point you're well past AR7. If you follow the tutorial, you should be way past AR7, which that pretty much unlocks the entire world. And so you can go through and go anywhere that you want to go and explore anywhere. Not to mention that you should have some free wishes now, so you can build up some party members on your roster so that you can include them in battle as well. So your party is already starting to get buffed up, your weapons are starting to get buffed up, your artifacts are starting to get buffed up. And so even early on in the game here, you will start to be able to melt these enemies that you come in contact with. And that's what it's all about. At least for me, I like to be as strong as I can be when I'm going up against these bosses, these enemies. I want to just be able to attack them and melt those enemies down. I don't want to take any guff from none of those enemies. So getting my characters buff as I can get them will be my goal, my first goal, and basically increasing my stamina will be my next goal. So speaking of stamina, let's go ahead and test our stamina right now. Let's see how much stamina we have by going back up to the cathedral and trying to climb the cathedral, the long side, and see how far we get from one stamina bar. Okay, so I'm gonna start the long, arduous climb up the side of the cathedral here. Now, at one point, what I ended up trying to do was to test to see if I can drop down on the ledge and to see if I can get a quick rest. But I was not able to drop down on the ledge. I ended up falling all the way down. You'll also notice that I did do a leap jump up on the wall on the side initially, and that depleted my stamina bar as well. But in the grand scheme of things, that jump didn't even matter. I did start to reclimb, but you'll notice that my stamina bar was a little bit depleted, but it's okay because when I get all the way up to the top, it didn't even matter because once I reached the top of the actual peak of the cathedral area, the bar didn't even matter. And at that point, my stamina ran out and I fell to my death. So one of the things that I'm going to add to my starting checklist is to go get the ratatouille food from Vind the Storm Watcher, and that's going to be the Barbatos ratatouille. I'm going to grab that recipe from her. Since it's been in her family for generations, I'm going to go ahead and swoop in and take that ratatouille from her, which decreases stamina depleted by gliding and sprinting for all party members by 15 to 25% for 900 seconds. That's a total of 15 minutes. Sounds great. I'm gonna try it out. I'll see you guys in the next video.